I played 6 hours of non-bloated, nobody wants to die content, and I haven't reached the end yet. For a price of just 22 euros, I already consider my money well spent, especially when you look at the quality of the package here. But firstly, it's important to know that Nobody Wants to Die is a narrative-driven game. It's all about the story and the atmosphere. If you're into games where you get to shoot stuff and you are the center of the action, this isn't it. But if you love piecing together clues and immersing yourself in a deep story, then keep watching. Now the game basically throws you into a dystopian New York. You play as a detective with a bit of a shady past, so you are off duty, but your boss ropes you into a low-key assignment, and a young police woman named Sarah helps you out via a radio link. The world here is pretty messed up. People can move their consciousness into new bodies, but only if they pay a fee to the government by age 21, called a free body subscription. If you can't, then your body gets taken away and auctioned off. I don't want to spoil the story, but just know that the game is built around this concept. So what do you actually do? The core of the game is investigating crime scenes. You move through different locations, looking for clues and using gadgets. The Reconstructor, for example, lets you rewind time, a bit like the brain dance system from Cyberpunk. You piece together scenes by finding and connecting clues, and then use these to build theories. Now, for all this to actually be as cool as it sounds, you really have to be into the story, because the action here lies only in the story and your detective work, so don't expect any high-octane gameplay. Thankfully, it shouldn't be too hard for you to get invested in the story, because it is interesting. Coupled with the strong atmosphere and mostly excellent voice acting, you have a fun game at your hands. The biggest chunk of voice acting is done by James and Sarah, and the quality is very good. The relationship between them is pretty dynamic. Both of these characters have a strong, often contrasting personality, and like I said in my first impressions video, I don't think Sarah's character is for everyone, especially her constant remarks and snappy dialogue, or simply the fact that she won't really shut up for longer than 30 seconds. The communication with her is pretty constant. Still, the chemistry between these two is compelling, and their interactions add a human touch to your investigations and also help you follow the story that can be pretty complex and intertwined. What I like about this game is that I don't have to open a quest log or a journal or something. Menus and user interface in general is kept very minimalistic. The atmosphere is definitely the game's strongest point. If you have a capable PC and play with headphones, then you are definitely in for a treat. The soundtrack also does a good job at enhancing the detective setting. Something I can see players being disappointed about is that while it is possible to create multiple playthroughs, each playthrough only has one save file, and the game saves automatically. That means you can't go back to try out different choices or a different approach. It is definitely worth mentioning that the game ran absolutely flawlessly on my system, and sadly, these days, this cannot be taken for granted anymore. The game has multiple endings, and one playthrough should take about 7 to 8 hours if you explore. So I'd definitely say the game is worth its price tag if you know what you're getting yourself into. As always, I tried to keep this as short as possible. If you think your time was respected, then a like is appreciated, my friends.